One is almost about 20 minutes to 7, and I've been here for about an hour working on this crossover into the pocket. Uh, it has not been easy. I've been working on this all night. Well, all last night before I went to bed, um, trying to make sure this crossover was a good crossover and there was no issues because this is very vital to the switching operations. Uh, Majority of the problem that I was having was the switches. The switches are old and they're not new, but I was able to get them working, and so far, so good. So let me explain what this pocket is all about. When I come out of the walk-in closet, that switch is up there. The train will come in to this area with the cars. It can either uncouple and do a runaround to shove the cars to a siding, or it could keep going, stop here, uncouple the cars, and head on out back to the yard. This will be the yard crew's main job is to take the cars from the yard to the pocket or to a siding. Now I haven't made up my mind where that siding would probably be up here somewhere where the yard is or the outbound inbound track. So if this area, this pocket of track, if this pocket of track is going to be used to bring the cars in from the yard, then the yard crew will uncouple and set the cars here, or they would run around, drag up somewhere over here, set the cars in a siding, and then go back to the yard. Number one thing, I don't want to keep cars over here in the pocket just for the simple fact this is a major runaround or a major crossover. So if the main is tied up, then the train can come into track two and run around. Which bring up the situation if they were switching up here in the yard and they had to pull out a long train. If they have to pull out a long train, then the crew, the long haul, can take the inside track and stay out of the way and keep going on. And then when they're in the clear, they'll come back out through that track, through that crossover there, back to the main. So there is a lot of variables how I can do this. Always remember, build your layout to have multiple situations. Number one thing I didn't want to do is put my third service track or the yard track or service track. I did not want to put a crossover down there coming into this track. The number one thing you want to do is get rid of the S's. If you got a crossover here and then you want to come to a crossover over here, you're putting more wear and tear and stress on the engine and on the train, because sooner or later something is going to derail. So the number one thing I eliminated is by not putting a crossover here, so it won't have all these S's going back and forth. One S is good enough. Two S's, that's going to be an issue. So the number one thing, like I say, eliminate the S's out of your S crossovers. Um, the most important thing I want to keep reminding myself is there will be, where is it? Somewhere up here, there will be another main coming off M2 that's going to go around on the inside, just like the main that was on the last layout. That's going to come into the industrial park table. That's going to do a little few services around the layout. Service company, spot and drops. The number one thing I gotta also keep reminding myself is there will be no crossovers. There will be no switches on the back wall or the window wall because I want that to be nice and clear of anything. Um, so one side of the layout will not have any switches on the main. Only switches that's going to the main will be here, going into the yard that'll cross over and go into M2, and that also will uh, interchange or go into the yard. Now, like I said, there will be a yard inside the walk-in closet, but there'll also be a yard over here or interchange or transfer yard for the service train. Now, the train that's on the main, the long haul, will have a vital role because it's in fact, it'll be the commissary train for the whole layout. It'll pick up the cars that's over here in the siding, or it can pick up the cars in a runaround. It's gonna pick up and then drop off. A pick up, drop off, plain and simple. It'll bring in the inbound, it'll do a interchange, and then it'll pick up the outbound. Question is, where am I going to put that other siding track? So, I'm still trying to figure out where to put this other yard. It's only going to have like 3 lines in it, and all it is going to be this interchange for the service train for the companies and for the industrial park. So this yard will also in other words, it's Greenwood Yard all over again. That's what we're going to call it, Greenwood Yard. But we just got to figure out where I want to put Greenwood Yard so that it will not be an issue with the rest of the layout. So switching operations are going to be almost the same, but the switching operations are also going to be very different depending on where I put this yard at. Now, I told y'all that the industrial park, instead of curving out to that way, it's going to curve this way. So it's going to come out going this direction. And so that brings up the idea. It just popped into my head. I just remembered when they come out of the industrial park, there will be the service track here, and then down there they'll be able to come in head first. It'll be 2 to 3 tracks. They'll come in, drop the cars in either track 2 or track 3. Track 1 will always be the inbound service cars. So whatever's coming from the yard out of the walk-in closet will be on track 1. Everything else that's coming from the industrial park will be on track 2 and track 3. So that's where I remember what I was going to do. So this area over here will be that spot. So here's the kicker. When I bring the train out of the yard, I have to have a certain amount of cars that'll fit in the pocket from here to that switch down there. So the most important thing I gotta remember is to make sure I get the right amount of cars, and we're gonna do that right now. When this train come around, we're gonna count the cars that's gonna be able to fit in the pocket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I believe 11 cars can fit in the pocket, but we'll see. And I'm going to slow the train down so that we can look at the pocket. If I can get to it. Now, I'm not worried about the engine. I am not worried about the engine. The engine will not constitute as part of the pocket. It's the rail cars that's going to fit in the pocket that'll constitute how many cars going to sit in there. From the points on the switch to the points on the other end. So let's count the cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we got 9 cars that's going to be able to sit in the pocket. So that means I need about 9 cars, probably depending on the size of the car. So we will uncouple. The train will uncouple. Now I could do this another way, which I'm planning on not doing, but let's do this. Ew. That's not supposed to happen. Why did that happen? So it's going to drop off here. I can't sit this phone down. I'm tired of holding it. Get my holder. Sorry if I'm moving too much. My bad. Now, if you turn around, I just put this engine on. So what's going to happen? This train just did the drop off. The Canadian National just did the drop off into the pocket. The service train will come. Service train will come pick up the train. And that's how that will happen. Service train will come to the pocket, pick up the service train, take it over to the to Greenwood Yard, and then spot the cars into track 1. Hey Randy, good morning. So yeah, this is going to be a very interesting setup. And then when the cars get over to the yard, it'll put them in track 1. It'll stay at restricted speed until it clears the top switch. Once it clears the top switch, it'll go into the it'll move into a higher speed. This area of the train layout will not change, period. I'm not going to change this crossover. This stays. Knock on wood. So that's pretty much it. How this is going to go coming out of the walk-in closet. I don't know how big that yard is going to be able to be in there in the walk-in closet because I still haven't went in there. I still got a lot of stuff in there, and I got to rearrange the walk-in closet. So this weekend, the top priority is to clean up for now because I got junk everywhere. I've never had a junk this much all over the place. So that's pretty much it. No, I'm not going to take off the padding on the side rails because those side rails are so flimsy. So I'm going to keep that plastic on there, that foam, because I don't want the handrails to tear up. So this is pretty much how it goes. As you can see, I got re-railers on in the doorways because I had an incident last night. I don't know how that happened, but one of the cars came off and it nearly fell to the floor. Thank goodness I was standing over there. So all the doorways have re-railers on them to keep the cars on track while they're going through the doorway. I am going to put a back on the side siding on the doorways so nothing will happen, or a guardrail, however you want to put it. But there will not be any cars falling off this train layout. All right, it's 7 o'clock. I got to get to work. I want to thank y'all all for coming to this layout update. Please leave comments, suggestions, or whatever. Until then, I will see y'all later. Bye.